Okay, so for tuning the Salimbaa, I'm sure you have 1,000 questions. You're like, how do I tune this thing? And so I'm going to help you get started. It's actually not as daunting as it seems. A lot of people are like, that thing will take me forever to tune. But the truth is that once you figure it out, it doesn't take long. The way I do it is I use an app on my phone, and the app that I use is any simple tuning app that you have. The one that I use is called Pano Tuner. It's a free tuner. I don't know if you can see this, but this is what it looks like. Pano Tuner is what it's called. Pano Tuner. And it's a free app that I believe is on Mac and Android phones. But this one's nice because it works pretty smoothly. And what I do is I put it right here in the middle of the Salimbaa. I start with the lowest note. On this Salimbaa, it's a C. Okay, so I'm going to stroke the note. If you're wondering where's C at, just look at the little blocks here, and I have the notes on every one. And the way that this thing is this whole thing is set up, it's set up to be chromatic, going like this, around in a circle this way. So it's like this. It's like I got the C right here. And this is 36 strings. Okay, so that means there are 3 octaves for every chromatic note. Got that? So we got C, and then you see a low C, middle C, and high C. And then you go to the next, which is D flat. You got low D flat, middle D flat, and high D flat. And then you have D, and then you have E flat and E and F and so on. Alright, so there's C, that's a low C, and here's the middle C. Here's the high C. Actually, those were pretty close on. So next is D flat. Okay. You got middle D flat. Okay, so at this point, I just keep doing that exact same thing, and I go all the way around to every note until I get back to the bass note that I started with, which for me it was C. I just want to throw something in here. Some of the tuners that I put on the Salimbaa, you might have received the tuners that are have little screws on the bottom of the tuners, and these tuners are called friction tuners. And so sometimes these little screw heads get loose, or just over time they need a little bit of tightening. So if that's the case, if you're tuning and it's getting out of tune really quickly, you can just get a flathead screwdriver and just put it on there and just do just tighten it slightly. You don't have to turn a bunch of times. That'll make it too hard to turn. But yeah, just turn it. Just what I usually do is do a quarter turn. So not a whole half, but just a half of a half, which is a quarter. You knew that. But I do that, and that kind of helps tighten it a little bit. Okay, so I've gone all the way around and I've tuned every note. All right, it usually takes me about 5 minutes to do that. I usually have to tune every time that I sit down, and well, let me take that back. I do it usually about every 3 or 4 days. I play every day, so I'm playing a whole lot. Uh, So I usually have to do it every day, but I mean every 2 or 3 days. But sometimes one or two notes will get out, and if you know if you hit the string too hard, or if you accidentally bumped against it or something like that, then it might come out of tune. So yeah, you can either pull your tuner out, you can go to just to that one note and tune it, or you can just do it by ear. You know, if one's out, so you can just so sometimes whenever I am either playing with a band or if I'm doing some recording and I need it to be really in tune, like super in tune, what I'll do is I'll tune it one time and then I'll come back again the second time and just kind of double check everything. And so some of the notes might just need a little bit of tiny tweaking, but uh, that's basically it. That's how you tune a Salimbaa.